Unlike the majority of Gen Z Instagram users who use Instagram as a social networking platform to share aspects of their lives with others, I have created another account for the sole purpose of sharing my art. Over time, I've unintentionally found a like-minded community of artists who use Instagram to share their creative works as well. While it is a positive community, with everyone being extremely encouraging and supportive of one another, most friendships formed in this community have unfortunately not been very deep. Thinking about this further, I concluded that the main issue was the idea of anonymity. In contrast to how the typical Gen Z uses Instagram, which is to share their life updates and thereby naturally includes photographs of themselves and the activities they take part in, most members of the art community choose to remain anonymous, solely posting only their works of art and under an unrelated username. Hence, the lack of connection to their personal lives outside of this art account makes it hard to form deep friendships within this community. While anonymity has prevented the forming of deep relationships within this community, it has its upsides as well. This anonymity offered has affected how I think, behave, and relate to others in this art community. My anonymity on this art account provides me a sense of empowerment because I know that this is a space where I'll be known solely for my works of art, regardless of my personal background or my physical characteristics. Having been empowered through anonymity, I'm now able to post my artworks without fear of judgment from my peers. If I had posted these same images on my personal account, this may have led to biased judgment of my artwork based on factors such as physical appearance, wealth, or social status. Additionally, most interactions within this art community is formed around the basis of our artworks. Hence, my identity has been created around my art. This is in stark contrast to the typical materialistic qualities that form the basis of one's online identity, which define how the majority of Gen Z relate on this platform, due to comparisons on this basis. There are times I find myself browsing through the newsfeed of my personal account, essentially consuming what is a highlight reel of my friends' lives. However, this is presented as a representation of their daily lives, causing me to compare my own daily life to these images. This is in line with Leon Festinger's social comparison theory, that individuals have an innate propensity to compare themselves to one another. This leads to many others in my generation, myself included, feeling worse off about ourselves, oftentimes resulting in the deletion of the application of my phone for the sake of my mental well-being. A study by the Royal Society for Public Health even found Instagram as the #1 social media platform that leads to the highest rates of mental health issues. In contrast, browsing through the newsfeed of my art account often leaves me feeling supported and even inspired by others in this art community. I believe that this is because one's identity in the art community is centered around their artwork. The sense of ownership that one has over their personal art styles leads to an appreciation of everyone's different art styles instead of a comparison. Hence, with less jealousy, this thereby leads to more positive relations. This then ties back to the idea of empowerment and anonymity as its enabler. As I've only been judged based on my artwork, I'm no longer worried about receiving judgment based on other materialistic factors. As such, I'm encouraged to continue posting my art on this platform. Perhaps it is the lack of control over materialistic qualities, such as wealth or social status, that leads to envy towards others who seemingly have it better. In contrast, I can control the art I create, thereby fostering this greater sense of ownership that I have mentioned previously. I believe that it is this sense of control that one has over their respective online personas that leads to this sense of jealousy, or lack thereof.